You know those people who established dynasties, so powerful that their names echo through the centuries. I'm one of them.
And now she has to be from the comfort of a Caribbean island.
No limits. This island of mine could become anything. It could be a farmer's heaven.
Could be.
The fields reaching the horizon, and the markets full of people. Or it could be a production powerhouse with chimneys reaching the sky and docks busy with all sorts of exotic goods.
And we can send all those jobs to China too.
Or it could be the paradise on Earth. A magnet for travelers from all over the world. A place for fiesta and fun.
Like California used to be.
Sir, we're docking the ship, sir.
Sir, ma'am, does it really matter to these people?
But now it's just a dirt poor piece of land in the middle of the ocean. Let's make it shine!
Unburdened by what was before. Hola, Hispanic Patriots! Here we are. This is the promised content that we had for you for a while. A playthrough of Tropico 5. Because, Kamala Harris has just been doing so bad in the polls. Just so bad. Even Donald Trump is saying, the Democrats look like they might replace her again. Well, it's finally come to pass. And they're putting a new candidate in. I think his name is Joe Obama. So we wish a lot of luck to Joe Obama, the new Democrat nominee for President of the United States of America. And unfortunately, Kamala, she just couldn't... She was burdened by what had just happened. And she really just couldn't take it. So the Democrats have luckily, she was going to threaten to blow up everything. But luckily, the Democrats have placated her. The Democrats have taken all the money that they've raised for Joe and Kamala, because unfortunately this Joe Obama character is a completely brand new person. So he can't use any of the money, or she, or however the person, identifies. Joe Obama cannot use any of the money, unfortunately. So Kamala, in her infinite grace, decided, you know what, I'm going to take it. And the Democrats gave it to her and let her buy a small island in her ancestral homeland of the Caribbean for her to run. And this is what we're going to be experiencing here today, is Kamala's Island. So for anyone who doesn't know here, this game is called Tropico 5. Very fun game. Basically, it is a city simulator. And it's set with just very, very sort of spicy elements of, we're gonna have to make sure this island is rich, They didn't give her no, podunk place in the middle of nowhere. Climate, we want to make sure that that's not changing. Changing climate, never a good idea. Flat, hills, mountain, of course, a lot of Caribbean islands, very, very flat. Kind of like the flat line of Kamala Harris's campaign that caused all of this to happen. But, so as we said, Miss Kamala here was unable to confirm the Democrat nomination. Wait a minute, I just realized she didn't get a vote for the previous nomination. So, that's, never mind. I guess she's fleeing in exile from the lack of a career, as I've said before. People who are politically, determined by power rather than for it can sometimes be more dangerous than the people who are ambitious. So she has decided to go into exile, Miss Kamala Harris, with about, starting population is where you can start. I think we're going to go for the lowest because, really, how many people would have volunteered to be trapped on a Caribbean island, rather, with Kamala Harris? So we're going to make sure that our money supply is unlimited. Of course, as we all know, communism can only function in a society with unlimited money. So we're going to unburden ourselves from that. Unfortunately, we are going to make sure that the difficulty is very high for Miss Kamala Harris. Because let's be honest, most of the people that are here with her are not here by choice. Most of them are about the 30 or so illegal immigrants that Joe Biden has deported this year. About all 50 of them we're being sent to the new island nation run by Miss Harris. So, of course, because the Democrats are turning off their weather machines, we're going to make sure the disasters are very, very rare. Of course, there are still the natural ones. But, anyways, we won't go too much farther on that one. So we will be able to see what this island looks like. Of course, economic difficulties and will be very high in modern times when World War III is happening. For what it's worth, game-wise, you can start this time in the colonial era or during the World Wars. You know, it goes through these timelines. Very fun, very enjoyable. So, let's get to it. What's very enjoyable about this game, it has little quotes and factoids from dictatorships all throughout the ages. So, there's no god other than the Dictator, whatever his name was. Muammar Gaddafi trying to be an imam in a unique way. Muammar Gaddafi was a little bit of a trip, if anyone wants to research him. Yeah, Ceausescu of Romania, very fun sort of character. So here we are, folks. This is all we're getting.
What now?
And now we have Miss Kamala here, right here, who has changed her name to Miss Claudia Harris to fit in better with the local scenes. We actually don't know this. A lot of people don't know this. She actually changed her name to Claudia Harris when she was campaigning for the Hispanic vote. So there is... Alright, we're gonna make sure we can all hear each other here.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
We don't really like her when she's laughing a bunch, too. So,
Ay, caramba.
this is the setup.
There is no tomorrow without me.
Unburdened by what was before. Anyway, so this is all we've got. All we've got, folks, is a couple of shacks and some houses. Again, this is
Good evening.
where all the illegal immigrants that were too unfortunate to be pawns in Joe Biden's game of pretending to deport people. So, but in that spirit of having a port, what island nation would be complete without one? So we're going to build one here. In this game, you have to make sure that every building is connected to roads. Those roads being serviced by vehicles, which need oil and various other things. So,
Some
Miss Kamala-
call me the Iron Lady.
We're going to have fun. So, if anyone also
As
enjoys
the new debate between the nationalists and the globalists rages on, I am putting myself firmly in the second camp. I welcome everyone to the beach and Jolly Roger, regardless of age, sex, ethnicity, religion, or even surfing skills. The only requirement is that you are cool or good looking, or both.
I think you guys will agree that this island will probably be paradise for Miss Kamala Harris. So, given that we do have enough money, the first thing we'll, of course, is going to do is build an insane asylum. And very necessary for all Democrat-run societies. You know, eventually you're going to need one. So, we're going to put it somewhere. You know what? Let's put it right next to the presidential palace. You know, I mean, the main occupant of it is going to be the main needed recipitor of what the building's got going on. So we'll enjoy that with them. Here we are. Not falling out of a coconut tree. It's beautiful. It's honestly a beautiful place. So, we're very glad. Oh, somebody's already died. But whoever it was seemed to have hated us because our approval rating has gone up 6%. See, now...
I shine where others pale by comparison.
For what it's
Ay,
worth, I don't
caramba.
know why this is.
At your service.
Uniforms of the guards of the palace are still in the colonial garb, so that might just be a bug of the game. Or maybe Miss Harris just wanted to bring a little bit of those American roots, you know, the Tea Party kind of, well, the first one, not the
Yes!
second one.
Our healthcare has become so bad that I now declare us finally free of the harmful influence of modern medicine. No more compulsory inoculations. No more tracking chips in our dental fillings. No more physician's oath keeping the cute doctors from dating you. Who cares about healthcare anyway?
I agree, wouldn't you? Alright, so we don't actually have any schools or any education or anything of the sort. So we're gonna have to hire foreign workers. We might be doing that a lot, honestly. Especially the college-educated ones. We don't have any of that here yet. So we will be hiring a couple of them to make sure that the asylum is well-stocked. And of course, we want to make sure to build an inferiority complex ward. To make sure everybody on this island knows that they are not better than Kamala Harris.
The EU seems to be rolling in cash, and
Because of
they
all that
seem
money
to be
they're not
handing it
spending
out
on
to
you
all
know, arming
sorts of
Ukraine.
riffraff.
So we're gonna invite the EU in an embassy too. So in the game also you have the ability to build government buildings, and one of those is embassies. And in the modern era, you need a lot of them because there's every single nation under the sun. So we're going to build those kind of maybe in a row right next to the palace. That would probably make sense. You know, Kamala wouldn't want to go too far to talk to foreign dignitaries. You know, she barely talked to any foreign dignitaries at all when she went overseas in the first place. So, you know, so what would that matter? Zoom in a little bit. Say, oh, we're gonna build the embassy. Yeah, see? She's already showing us where she wants to build
I hear
it,
a
right
lot
there.
of complaining from people about the lack of priestly attention lately. I've been sinning left and right, and I haven't confessed my sins to a young, muscular friar in quite a while. I can feel my spiritual needs tearing me up from the inside. I cry for salvation. Young priests.
So if you ever all wonder why we have a priestly vocation problem, you know, when all the best people go to become priests, they kind of become, you know, maybe sought out. I don't know, maybe that's why I pondered the priesthood for a while.
There
Who
is
knows?
no Tropico without me.
Kamala needed to remind us of that. You know, it's like, no, there are nothing without me. Don't be thinking of anything else. I don't know why they've given the sort of like Eva Peron type person character here a sort of Russian accent. I guess every femme fatale has to have that, right? Since that's where the era came from. The quirk about the game is, yeah, its road system is a bit odd, as you can see, but that's fine because that means we can build. Oh no, we can't build a metro station yet because we don't have electricity. Let's fix that problem immediately because I don't think Kamala Harris would really accept such a thing. So we do have a geothermal plant. These are going to be kind of the most. It's basic. It requires a lot of education. Which we'll just hire people for. Again, because that's what rich Democrats always do. They hire people to do all the jobs that they don't want to do. So we'll put that right next to the insane asylum, of course. So, in the game, you can spend money to build things quickly. I don't know how throwing money at things makes things build faster, but you're going to see it. Boom! Geothermal plant. Make sure it won't produce any pollution. Conduits of magma. Interesting.
Is it just hot in here, or is it the new geothermal plant on the island? Neither, dear listeners. It's just the man of my dreams who will walk right through the door any minute now. Dream man, if you are listening, get your cute butt up here this instant.
We didn't, we kind of forgot to mention that the entirety of Kamala Harris's administration is being staffed by cat ladies. So, banks. We're gonna need one of those. Where are we gonna put all of our infinite money? Honestly. Put it right next to the insane asylum, you know. We gotta be like Scientologists and charge, or the American healthcare system, and charge a lot for mental health care. So, I forgot, you actually need 5 embassies, because the Middle East is also one of them. So we're gonna invite
We
the
have
EU.
reached the EU Reward Center.
15,000, dial 1. To have your resource prices increase, dial 2. For free infrastructure, so we're gonna ask for, to receive money and an all-expenses paid trip, press 9. I guess that's the one that we're offering. So we're going to do infrastructure buildings, because even though we have unlimited money, the game still tracks how much money you have. So if we're ever playing seriously in Kamala Harris, we've extorted exactly $672 in taxes. So we're, of course, being a Democrat-run place, we have a windfall. You know, we're running in the black, whatever it is, you know, red ink, black ink, it's all the same. You know, kind of like being white or black or Asian or something, you know. That's not actually another thing. When we were building Kamala Harris's character, the look of her character, we had trouble finding someone that looked like her. Whether it was in the Caucasian, Asian, African, or Latino sector, like they had a segment for race. So it just goes to show, like, she's not any of them. She's her own kind of unique thing. But you can't win votes that way, so, you know, I guess she won't be. So we're going to build a dockyard here. We want to make sure that all of our ships are moving fast. This will make sure that we can build everything just much faster, honestly, because if we're relying on getting other people here to the island, we're going to need some faster ships. But not to knock down any trees now. We don't want to anger any of the environmentalists that are surely on the island. So we do have the ability to change around the constitution of the island. You unlock this as you go on, but we have access to it all right away because we're in the modern era. So we're going to set it up, and we're going to make sure, of course, all citizens' votes based on crazy liberal ideas. Very much so. So, I just realized we had somebody else die. Probably because we have no food on the island. We kind of started off as a communist state. We have, I think, a cow farm. We're going to destroy those to make sure the cow farms don't destroy all the environment, though. So secular state, of course. No religion. No religion at all. That's going to increase liberty for whatever reason. Actually, no religion at all would be an atheist state. A completely atheist state. You know what? Let's go for it. Kamala couldn't win being herself. Let's help her be herself right here. So, we're gonna have conscription. All people must be soldiers, of course, as we know. Otherwise, we have to give them an education. So, this is just becoming a communist state. There it is. Police, democracy, or a totalitarian state. Elections happen less frequently. Voter fraud gets 300% more votes. We definitely want that one. 300% more votes in a fraudulent election? What is this, 2020? Alright, labor policy. We want to make sure that everybody has a worker's paradise. Early retirement, job happiness. Who's going to do all the work? The people we throw into prison on BS drug charges, of course. Of course, an immigrant nation. We want to make sure all the people that want to get dumped into our island who don't know who to vote for, we'll make sure we will do that. And again, only the people who are dying are the people who disapprove of what we're doing. So, that must mean something. Right. Personal rights. Total state control. Total state control. Alright? We're going to make sure that we have a removal of personal rights. You know, it's funny, I actually never played the game in this manner, because it's just not a good idea to. It's much better to have, like, a functioning, happy state. So this is going to be fun for me to be able to play this. Plutocracy, we want to make sure that all the money goes straight into our Swiss bank accounts. Kamala needs that money, folks. Alright? Will you be with her? Kamala needs your help, okay? She's in trouble in the polls. And all you have to do to help her is find your own or your parents' credit cards and text the number of that. Shout out to the meme masters out there for what it's worth. Alright, let's see. Total propaganda. Total state control. What do we want here? We actually have, yeah, total propaganda, media influence. Just complete and total propaganda. Less protests. We want to make sure of that. But the thing is that total propaganda is something that people actually see through very often. So we want to just control the media. We want to make sure people feel liberty from the media, through the media, only through the media, and that journalists convert voters to our cause. That's really more close to reality of the Democrats, isn't it? All right. Total state control of the economy. Assassination and banishments. Well, we want to make sure that what happened to us doesn't happen elsewhere, right? Oh my goodness. Alright, that's the Constitution.
Out with the old and in with the new. El Presidente's legal team
To
has
a new
finally chosen
generation.
our Constitution, so it is 53% better than the old one. It even uses one of those fancy serif fonts for the text.
I think we all could. Alright, what do we have here? Personal Death Squad! Personal Death Squad it is! Oh my goodness. It is, after all, your own personal death squads. I guess we have here the one payphone in all of Tropico here. And here is our highly educated doctors, scientists, and factory workers. Our homeless factory workers. Alright, we've literally done Jack Diddley with this island. Like, you know. So let's actually start trying to build some semblance of civilization here. Alright, I think we can kind of start in a little quadrant over here. You know, we can't just make Kamala Harris jokes the entire game. We are going to have to try to sustain this, otherwise this is going to be a very short game. Alright, so this is a cute little quadrant over here. We'll kind of play around with this area. It's by nice areas, right? So hopefully people would be happy here. So of course we want to build for the elites first, alright? That's what Kamala's main go-to option of life was. Why should it be any different here? So lots of mansions for all of Kamala's rich friends to be able to be unburdened. What are you unburdening yourself from if you lived in a middle-class home, right? Like, if you lived in a middle-class home, you lived in a good home,
Hola,
right?
Tropico. While many of you don't have a whole lot of love for our El Presidente, I myself would argue that he could be doing worse. Okay, you could say that he could be doing better as well. Actually, one might even go as far as to say he could be doing a lot better, and, well, not really that much worse.
I think that's exactly how you can describe the Kamala Harris campaign right now. Doing badly, but others could be doing worse. But this is worse. Alright, so we're gonna... It's not like elections matter, right? Alright, so I think one of the biggest reasons that people really hate our communist hellhole right now is that it has no food. It's no food at all. So let's try to prevent that. So in above the you know, little home area we have here, we're gonna have some corn and some bananas and some basic foodstuffs. You know, people need food to survive. Contrary to the beliefs of the Communist Party, but you know. So sugar, pineapples. I actually have some pineapples for a theme right here. So let's make sure we can build some of those. So we're gonna put that right next to here. What would we do if we had no money? Like, if Kamala Harris was right here. I'm trying to kind of play as that level, you know? Like, if you have no economic knowledge whatsoever, you'll find out very quickly if you play a game like this. Let's try to find some... There's tropical fruits, so let's try to find some place for these bananas over here. Alright, here we go. We did that. Very, very nice. There is an ability to build hydroponics. That doesn't really means you don't really have to care about like where you build farms. We don't have that yet because we just arrived here with our 50 illegal immigrants who didn't want to be here. I mean, the person who runs this island didn't want to be here. She wanted to be running the United States of America. That reminds me. Should invite the United States so we can beg for food aid. Praise the United States. Say, thank you, Donald Trump. Please help us. So to build things in this game, you need construction offices. I totally forgot that until this moment. So let's build one of those. On the quicks. So, in the game really boils down to you want to build these teamsters. They just travel around, they build things, they don't build things, they move things. You know, they don't make things happen, they just move the things that have already happened. Would that be offensive to a teamster, or would that be like, oh yeah, no, that's what we do. Yeah, it's true. So, it's kind of a back and forth in this game. Between the teamsters and the constructors. You know, you need both in order to balance your economy and keep things rolling. So, everyone's pretty much... You can actually kind of see here in the almanac of what people's jobs are. Most people are not unemployed, actually. They work in various industries right now. So we actually have open jobs. So having these... all of these things being built is really not going to help us at all. But everyone's too big. So we have a slush fund here to siphon money into our Swiss bank account. And we absolutely will be doing that. Because Kamala, if she screws up here, then, you know, she's got nowhere else to go. So that's why we're building an electroshock chamber. For all those people that just have a few different ideas, you know, who are burdened by what has been. Okay, so no, this is actually a pig farm, and that's really bad to have in a urban area. So we're going to change it to something else. Apparently nothing else. So we're actually going to demolish it and go vegan. Why are we even having animals right here? You know what I mean? Why are we... You know, this is going to be a vegan island, folks. Llama wool? No. Free those llamas. Alright, for what it's worth, we probably need to build a logging camp. It's one of the only things we can. But again, we have no people who want to be here in the first place. Dang, they really picked not a great island for... Oh wait, no, we got a gold mine, folks. Got a gold mine. So, there's a difference between mines and, what was it, automated mines, for whatever reason, in the game. So, we're going to build the automated ones because they're automatic. They require less workers. The game really does kind of boil down to you want to move into the future, you want to increase technology, etc., etc., and build your roads correctly. So we have a gold mine, folks. Very nice. You know, let's build a... Let's get to work, folks. Let's get to work. Come on. Everyone's starving and hating life. We can't do this. Alright, now, of course, in honor of Beijing Biden, we are going to invite China. And the United States wasn't happy about that, as you could imagine. So we don't have any workers. What's with all this lack of workers? Bring over the workers. People need jobs. We're going to make sure that they have jobs.
The EU will not talk to anyone who does not uphold their values.
These are economic and relationship buildings. We can build a customs office. We can do that. You know. Kamala's building everything she knows first. Which is bureaucracy, government, etc.
The EU will not... We have reached the EU call center for diplomatic relations. For financial aid, press 1. To try and adopt the euro as your
That would be a
currency,
terrible
press
idea.
2. To complain about the European Union, press...
I imagine that second button gets quite a lot of presses. So let's see what military building we can build here. We need to destroy everything in order to do that. Defense headquarters? Nah. Space program. Just build it right there, right? Well, the Democrats were apparently nice enough to offer Kamala Harris let's see here, an aircraft carrier, it would appear. We'll put that right next to the dry dock. Somewhere along these... Let's see where this actually is so we can place it down. I'd imagine somewhere in the ocean, preferably. Ah, okay, apparently it needed to be on its left. Yes, aircraft carrier, very nice. Smart bombs. Well, we don't want dumb bombs now, do we? Now our ships can carry more freight, and each dock will provide an additional trade ship, so each one will have 2. Right now, apparently, we had meat that we're exporting, so in the game, you export the things that you're building, as you can see here. So, and you have all these improvements that you can build to the plates, to the constructions. For example, here we have the ability to increase nearby farms. So there's all kinds of little tricks that you can do in order to maximize all this sort of thing. Like this one increases by time, you know. So that's the general idea, really, is that you want to, in this game, build up your economy, make things that you can. But one thing you really want to do is make things that can be built into other things. Build industry. So when you build, for example, logs, you make them into lumber. Gold, you can make into luxury goods, jewelry. Cars, you make out of with steel and bauxite. Chocolate, you know. So these are all the things you could do. So, for example, since we have a sugar plantation, we can build a rum factory. And, you know, after losing that election, I imagine that Kamala could use it. So, we'll build that right over here. Probably not next to the mansions, though. I doubt people who live in mansions want to live next to rum plants. But, hey, you know what? If they're giving out free samples, who would complain? Rich people, that's who would complain. But you know. So we're gonna build in kind of a grid pattern. And so we're gonna have to build this neighborhood pretty quickly over here. We're gonna build it over here. And we're gonna build apartments. Apartments are basically the Knights version of tenant houses, so. Let's build a little, you know, like a little area away from Kamala for the proles, you know, so that she doesn't have to see them. We build them 2 across, and so we're actually gonna try to build a real neighborhood here. You know, what would a neighborhood we'd want to live in look like? You know, so of course we'd love a supermarket nearby. You know, that'd be great. Those are fantastic. And next to them, we probably want to have something little fun. You know, what's next to the supermarket? You know, maybe a little restaurant. You know, there's a little tavern here. You know, they have different things. You know, like restaurants. Restaurant, that'd be good, right? You know, so you got to think about what would you like to live in. The game's pretty good about you know, not being super, I guess you could say, gamey with that. You know, churches, the basic stuff, you know, clinics, churches, you know. That would be good to build next to the supermarket, actually, a nice clinic. And of course, you know, you need to get places, so metro station right in front of there. Wouldn't that be great? We're gonna kind of, as you see, build a little kind of plaza thing going on here. Better not dance to me. If anybody was catching the show last time, yes, we were copyright, not struck, nothing like that. The channel's fine, but we will be uploading that video without the copyrighted music, and we're all very sorry about that. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so we're going to build a tavern. We're going to build all kinds of nice stuff to live in, to live around. You know, really, this is the kind of place you'd want to live. You know what I mean? Like, we'd have to find. So on the supermarket on one side, I want to build church on the other. Maybe a chapel, a mission here. Oh, I guess the tavern is stopping our. You know, isn't that interesting? You know. I actually just realized what my problem was. You're actually supposed to build it out a little differently here. I'm kind of trying to operate off of a template that you're supposed to use for this game, but I just can't be bothered right now, you know. This is for fun. We're trying to have fun here. Not trying to be super, super gamey. But, you know, we want to see, you know, what should we expect? You know, what should we expect here? Some houses next to the cathedral would be nice. You know, maybe it's a rectory. Who knows? But I also kind of want you guys to kind of get a feel of the game as well. You know, a lot of older people, if you are watching, you know, what video games are out there nowadays? What are the kids playing, as it were be? You know, it's a lot of constructive stuff, honestly, that people are playing nowadays for video games, just because we've had such little stimulation, such little interest in things. Should definitely build a lighthouse, make sure people don't crash on the way getting here. Probably don't want that next to the aircraft carrier. Ah. This is too far away from the... there we go. Now what that does is, unique trade opportunity. Okay, whatever. Let's see here. So if you're wondering, it really is about the fact that we just aren't offered the kind of stimulation and kind of interest that we should have in our regular lives. And I think video games, for a lot of young people, really fill that role in what I've always seen is really a positive way. It's about simulation and representation more than anything else. And I kind of want you guys to see that here with just, you know, the building of a nice little place. You know, it's like, hey, where would you want to live? It kind of, the game offers you the answer to that question and building it yourself. So like I hear, a little monument, you know. Maybe it's a monument to fallen soldiers from that community. You know, there's beautiful little things you can think about. Maybe a pool by the guard shack, you know? Actually, that would be good. Let's switch those around. A little pool by the, you know, by the tavern, and a monument by the church. Oh, I guess by the supermarket. You get the idea. We can't just make it all cookie cutter, right? We're gonna build up that rum distillery fast so we can start making that directly into sugar, the sugar into more foreign workers needed, into the rum, so we can start sending it out. We need to build something. Like the Democrat Party isn't going to finance us forever. In fact, we're already $250,000 in the hole, so we better start making something. Alright, consuming less raw materials, that'd be great. And supplying to local markets. So We'll see if anybody can actually afford to live in here. Yeah, I think one of the reasons people might be unhappy is because they don't have any housing. So, funny, you know, no matter what, we always have a housing problem, don't we? That looks a bit better. Harder. And we can build another one of those sort of on the opposite side over there. So this is kind of going to be our template for making places that people actually want to live in. And not
We
shacks in the middle of
received
nowhere.
all the documentation to apply for financial aid.
Oh,
I don't
amazing.
know how many gazillion pages of it.
So we need office buildings solely for people to offer us EU trading options, or rather financial aid. That sounds about right. So we have these things here. They are, to be honest, gosh, ugly. But they are office buildings. And what they do in the modern world is they generate you money when people are living nearby. Why, you might ask? Well, to be honest, I mean, isn't that how it works? Really? Like, we just send people to office buildings and they just generate money somehow? Right? You know, the United States, our primary building, economic anything nowadays is financial services. We don't build anything anymore. And that's part of the problem with our modern world. So we're going to continue that trend here and put a nice big mansion right next to dang plates. Just to really hammer it home. Let's see, I think we have an empty embassy. The Middle East. Want to make sure Obama's cousins can visit us. Kenya's not the Middle East, but whatever. What's funny is if you decrease the amount of money you need for mansions, people can actually live in them. Funny if you just decrease housing. That's what happens. Otherwise, housing loses you money. It's a little funny. So, we have to face facts here, folks. We are, at this point, nothing more than a dictator, a dictatress at this point. You know, Miss Claudia Harris. Where is she, by the... Again.
You're boring me.
Oh, we're boring her. So, she is looking upon her shacks with her death squad member over here. Yes, who soldier from the palace. And is thinking to herself, you know, nobody liked me in the United States. I am burdened by what I was before. How can I really be sure that any of the people I'm trafficking, I mean, asking to immigrate to this island, how am I going to make sure that they're loyal to me and will vote for me? Because as Kamala Harris, no one has ever voted for me in anything. Gosh, what a delicious tropical dilemma. I got it. Overwhelming military force. That is what will help us here. So let's build our own version of the Pentagon right over here. To clear out some of these ugly shacks, you know, they're just sitting there doing nothing. So let's do that. Roads got all messed up again. Not gonna lie, part of this game, honestly, is messing with your roads. In a real breaking character sense for a second, that is something that happens constantly. So yes, overwhelming military force. That's how we can make sure that nobody will ever try to exile us or not vote for us ever again. Man, what an amazing thought. So we're gonna do that and build a whole bunch of military buildings and then hire a whole bunch of mercenaries in order to crew them. Boom, boom, boom. Just have everybody stop what they're doing. We need to build my defense plans. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. So we do have a science lab as well. You know, that would also be good to clear out all of the annoying tenement buildings here. Probably just gonna demolish all these houses, you know. What do they need them for? What we really need is a TV station. Alright, we need to establish our own Fox. I mean, CNN. Well, I mean, you'd rather have it be Fox News, right? But at least they do their jobs. So we could build our little TV station right here, right? Very nice little place here. We can even build a little bit of housing over here now. I mean, where else are we going to stick the anchors? We're not going to put them in mansions. We paid them way too much back in America, and look what that got us. Nothing. Jack Diddley, in fact. But, you know, people might want to attack the journalists of the world, so we're going to make sure to put another guard tower there. We'll say one thing bad about the guard towers. Yeah, you can, actually, there is a trick to build all the guard towers. Machine guns all at once. I think it's alt, no, well, I think it's
understand
shift,
a new TV station has been built. Why all the fuss, people? If you want pictures with your news that badly, just lay back, listen to me, and picture me drinking a glass of milk as some of it runs down my chin from my big, soft lips.
Followed by static. Alright, TNT Entertainment. So we have our own CNN, TNT Entertainment. Can we have our own B, Black Entertainment Television? Because according to the Boondocks, that's the greatest propaganda ever. So start generating profits from the TV. Very, very, very nice. Travelers insurance. Yeah, they're gonna need it around here with the amount of poverty and lack of human rights that we have here at the present moment. Alright, so we built our own version of the Pentagon here, complete with satellite and TV towers like it's your abuelo's frickin' condo in New York or wherever. Oh shoot, we actually are having a problem. We need more palace guards. So let's hire those mercenaries, folks. We'll be hiring those mercenaries right now. Replace the infantry with modern infantry. Yep, gonna have to make sure that everybody wants to work for us here. Replace commandos with special forces. So we have our special forces and we have our tanks. Who's gonna vote Kamala out now? Hey, our foreign workers have arrived. Alright, so here we have a science lab, and what research does in the game, you have to research everything, pretty much. So originally you just build a school. I think actually, you build a library to start out with, then a high school, then a college. You need high schools and colleges.
We have a new science lab, and just in time too, as my cocktail repertoire badly needs an upgrade. Maybe I can share recipes and experience with the big brains there. I bet they can learn a thing or two from me as well.
I bet they could. So, in the game, you honestly can just build like a science lab and that kind of stuff. Build some houses. We'll always tear them down if we need to, right? For the good of the state. So, basically, you need high schools and college. Libraries you get at the start of the game. And you can research from the colonial period on, where you don't get any of this until, like, World Wars and stuff. So you built the high schools and colleges for those people who need jobs, or education for the jobs, to get high school and college jobs. It's, like I said, very similar. Just imagine, real life, common sense. Video games do teach common sense. But you can kind of get around that in the modern world, not educating your population by just hiring foreign workers and having dedicated military and government scientists do all your research instead of higher education facilities. So again, very similar to the modern world, right down to pharmaceutical companies being one of the best investments you could possibly build. They build no resources, literally no resources, and yet they make a lot of money. almost at a power outage, in fact. How much does it need? How much? 200! Damn. Yeah, I guess we're not gonna build a pharmaceutical plant for a little bit. Another thing you want to do is build construction offices nearby places you want to construct and then deconstruct them. Demolition is actually, I would say, I think any builders could agree, demolition is a huge part of construction. So, again, creating, destroying. Kamala Harris only knows one half of that, but... Where is Kamala? She's just kind of walking around the palace.
Shine where others fail by comparison.
Guess she's just kind of just gooning around, you know, just freaking mogging. Is it mogging? Oof. I think mogging is when you're just trying to like mad dog people. I think gooning is like you're trying to harass people. So we see, Kamala Harris shows up on a bench and everyone starts running to make sure that the... Hey, there's the laugh! There's the Kamala Harris.
Children, so lost without me.
Anyway, so we can build a little bit of research here. New constitutional options. That'll be fun. We could do that. It'll take quite a long time, but otherwise. We could build modern apartments, which are a little bit different, cost more electricity. So yeah, let's keep doing that. Keep researching as best we can.
How can I be of help?
So yeah, we got our construction people here. Our CNN. We got our money laundering. We got our insane asylum. We got our poorly run customs. We got our military force. Folks, we are officially an island run by Democrats. Minus the military, I guess domestic military force, but yep. We are now a Democrat paradise. With 46% approval rating somehow. We should all be very proud of ourselves. So one thing you can do is issue these edicts. Edicts are very interesting. You can give tax cuts to just give people money. You know what? We're going to print money and we're going to give it to everybody. Just issue it to everybody. We have a census, but we definitely need that. Make sure everybody, we know who everybody was, is, will be, etc. Urban development, that's actually something you want to do when you're out to make a whole bunch of construction like I just did, but I didn't because when you don't care about money, you have no incentive to care. So you can declare a martial law, and as you go forward, you have more edicts. So, and they all do stuff good. So let's go through them right now. So definitely not the right to bear arms. Democrats aren't having that. So that's gonna make sure the military is well drilled. We're gonna make sure
Military drills start today. You know what that means, ladies. Come to the Jolly Roger quickly and get your front row seats to watch men in uniforms fight El Presidente's invisible enemies while you enjoy a refreshing mojito. And don't forget your binoculars.
Oh, Kamala Harris is going to visit some people, I guess. Visit her friends, maybe? Let's see how this worked out. In terms of... Okay, we're going to decrease the budgets for the mansions. It also has just helped your money immeasurably, so... So basically, the budget increase, decrease, that's the amount of money that's being pulled out of our accounts right now. The housing quality decreases, who cares? You need a house. No one's going to quibble about that. And you can see people moving in or not. They have to be wealthy, like filthy rich, regularly wealthy, or whatever, and that's based on their job. So amazing that even a video game understands that your ability to get a house is determined by your wages. Amazing.
President, Tropicans await elections next year.
No.
They wish to show their everlasting love and respect for you. They may have used different words, but that does not matter.
Well, we have an election. Well, we have to be democratic, right? Alright, I guess we have to, okay, yeah, I guess we gotta run for president. And we have a protest vote. We're gonna buy the protest or send the army. Let's see here. I don't see where the protest is, actually, so maybe we'll just ignore it for right now.
Middle Eastern leaders wish to visit the island, but desire that they be provided more, how should I put it, extravagant lodgings.
Spa hotel for the Middle Easterners. Interesting. Well, we now are officially in an election,
fellow listeners,
and
I am not one for cramped spaces. And while I can't say that these new apartments the government built for us are all that bad, well, let's just say that when a friend of mine was peeling onions for dinner, she made her neighbors cry.
there is that. So, but luckily we will have a couple of things we can do. So why are people upset? Let's find out why people are upset. You know, why would anyone want to vote for us? I mean, really, you know, who's this Valdez lady? You know, maybe we can do something about that. We'll figure that out. So first of all, what we of course need to do is build a police station. Because, you know, these people are getting really ornery and I don't know what we're going to do with them. So let's build a police station. Make sure that criminal elements are being dealt with. And of course, you know, let's build a newspaper. We want to make sure that people, you know what they're voting for. You know, how are they going to know what to vote for if we don't tell them? It's very, very important stuff. I'm going to make sure that that newspaper and that police station is just built right there, by golly. That's going to be amazing right there, you know. But what's amazing is that it requires a college education unless you're a yellow press and you only need to be a high schooler, so that's funny. So we finally got some housing together. People are really not liking things in Tropico right now. Let's try to build up some stuff. You know, I understand. You know, let's make sure that Kamala comes in and does the right thing and starts building up. You know, let's start building up places. You know, let's build back better. You know. So I love how you can pay to get the supermarkets to sell action figures of yourself that goes into your Swiss bank account. So, little Kamala action figures, you know. And of course, the church has community aid, which improves housing quality. Again, it shows common sense living, that religious institutions provide for their neighbors. They really do. And without religion, we don't have a basis in our society. So we really gotta bring back faith. We gotta bring back an understanding of this. So. Alright, our office building, first office building is up. There it is right there. See, that increased our rating. See, all people wanted to do was have houses. Amazing. All we had to do was make sure that people were happy and they would vote for us. Man, you know, the Democrats just can't figure it out. They can't figure it out.
Middle Eastern.
So that's kind of what we're sweating right here, folks, is will we lose the first election? I mean, I don't understand. You know, we built one neighborhood of housing. We built, you know, so much. You know, what's wrong with these people? I wonder. So we have a clinic. We're going to have a... Actually, yeah, a hospital would probably be good. People dying of not having healthcare probably isn't the best right now. So probably going to build this over here. We're probably going to build a road down here like this. It's outside of the electrical grid, so that's a very easy problem to solve. You just build an electrical substation. Spacing in this game being very important, as you can kind of see. Hopefully that counts as within the grid. It does, luckily. So increased birth rates on the island. You know, hey, maybe we want to pretend that we were the queen of IVF. There we go. I know Donald Trump claimed that, but hey, you know what? There's no Donald Trump on my island, is what she was. There's no Donald Trump on my island. I can't even get her. The laugh is so hard to do, honestly.
Middle Eastern leader.
There's another mission here.
Presidente, as you know, it is your will alone that keeps Tropico together. Without you, the entire island would crumble to dust and be lost forever.
Really? Alright, we can do that. Singing competition, arm wrestling competition, synchronized swimming. Well, if we do arm wrestling competition, we know Michelle Obama is going to win. So, and if we do swimming, we know Joe Biden's going to win because of all the time he spends on the beach.
As
Let's
the
try
air
singing.
was born, all animals became quiet. A light shone through the skies, and La Chupacabra herself went to the crib and bowed to the infant. At least, that is what we will write in the history books.
Using ancient rituals, including heavy rum drinking, to affect his brain, we may part some starting skills. So, environmentalist, tactical, is it a male or a female? Doesn't really be clear. But we want to make sure that our children are environmentalists. You know, not warmongers. That's Mama's job. Okay, so we got Deborah Harris over here. So if she's going to be the environmentalist... Okay, definitely not that. So we got... I guess this is Kamala Harris's daughter, question mark. That we get to play around with here and like create. Maybe we can try to make her look like Doug Emhoff's daughter. This is not her at all, but we're a little bit limited on what we got, so I'm just gonna deal with that. She looks vaguely... She's actually the Asian. Okay, I just actually realized. So the game is actually really pretty good at making sure that... So this system that you see in front of us is called the Dynasty system. So the Harris Dynasty. You get new characters as you go along the game. And they're very important because you can assign them to buildings and they give, like, island-wide bonuses. Really good. And the game usually does a really good job at making sure that your dynasty, like the race of whatever dynasty you picked, stays consistent. And the face here is one of the Asian faces. But we set Kamala as a black face, as a black racial preset. So even the game knows that Kamala Harris isn't exclusively a black girl, black woman. So that's kind of interesting. But her daughter can have an afro. Anyways, little hat. There we go. Little hats. You know, we can do that. Kind of environmentalist kind of thing going on here. I think she's good. Oh, now that's just mean. I could have put a clown nose on Kamala. I didn't. Alright, yeah, light pink. This looks good, right? This is like good kind of hipster kind of thing going on here. We got that going on. Fantastic. Anyways, you could level them up as well, for what it's worth. Hers is agitate her, converting 2 votes when cheating in elections. Anyways.
Some call me the Iron Lady.
So here...
Don't you love your lady leader?
So here we have Deborah Harris. Give it up for Deborah Harris. Maybe she can help swing the election, folks. Maybe she can. You know? Who knows? So why are people unhappy with us? Just why? Why? We need to bring more people who will vote for us. That's actually what I'm gonna do in the game-wise. I'm just gonna bring people over here and pay them to vote for me because they haven't seen how bad the conditions are on the island yet. And we're gonna pay all of our military absurd amounts of money. Because of course we are.
Middle Eastern leader.
Look, that approval rating shoot up already. It's fantastic. So, and that's sort of the thing. When you play a game like this, you start to get into the mindset of why somebody might want to fraud an election. Where and why your principles would go out the window. Because there's a certain amount of, like, you really feel, you know, invested, indebted. You really feel like this is something important now. And it is. It honestly is, because you put your time into it. You know, so it's something to keep in mind that these people don't do these things just because they're evil or for no real reason. they invent reasons in their head. They really do. And they want to say Donald Trump. Donald Trump has gone 4 years without caring that he's lost an election, in the sense of not trying to work to overthrow the government, but to just go back to the electioneering system. Playing a game like this really teaches you, what if that isn't an option? And you make that not an option for things like corruption, for doing a terrible job of it, things like that. You know. So we're gonna finally build a college and a high school. I can't even imagine how much we're in the... Yeah, not terrible. We're making some revenue back through our, one sugar plantation.
College time in Tropico. I have fond memories of college.
Oh, gosh.
Once we shaved a goat's butt and taped it to a flagpole, and then set the college on fire to illuminate the goat better. Ah, good times.
Alright, teachers at college, you all officially have nothing to complain about if nobody has... Oh, we got 32 citizens. 13, that's good. 32 citizens. None of your college students have ever shaved a goat and then lit the college on fire, alright? Y'all can stop complaining about your students. Alright. Interactive education. Something we don't even have in America, but we're gonna build it here. Yeah, as it turns out, when you have, technology, people get educated better. Oh shoot, we don't have anybody in our dockyard. We gotta hire more people. That's fine though, we bring more people to vote for us. It's great. Oh, more police, there we go. Just really anybody, anybody who's on the government's payroll. That's what we want to be paying right now. Alright, so we are getting closer in the polls, people. We might actually survive this election. You know what? Maybe if we build another housing location, maybe people will be down with it. So let's see here. We could build a little more out like this. And that would make more houses. Yeah, we might do that. Let's try to do that. What we might do is build a cathedral in the middle. Cathedral basically does the same thing as a church, but much larger, basically. And we don't have one of those, so let's do that. If it'll fit. It does fit, in fact.
Ah, I remember my own high school years. I was an acne-covered menace back then. The head cheerleader once stole my jock boyfriend Raul, so I made her eat her own pom-poms. Then I said to Raul, "You can't dump me, I'll dump you," and promptly pushed him in a cesspit. Luckily, I've changed for the better since then.
Well, thank God for that. I got dang. There's so many jokes in my head what I want to make, but none of them are fair, so I'm gonna leave it there. Alright, we're gonna build that clinic next to the, behind the cathedral. And, again, more entertainment stuff, like the restaurant and everything like that. That's cute. Let's see where the guard tower can go. So we got the 2 spots right here. That'll probably be the pool. You need a pool, guys. You know what I mean? Especially on a desert island. I always keep saying desert. Tropical island. Thank you. I guess more stories take place on desert islands, right? So we do have some additional entertainment here that we can put down. We can give them a cabaret. We can do all that. This is kind of more of a, a little bit of a larger neighborhood here. Sporting stadium, a museum, a nightclub, that kind of thing. Opera house, which actually that has the ability to have 10-penny theater, and you can actually build just nicer stuff. It's really interesting, honestly. Again, there's really not a whole lot of entertainment styles that are ignored in the game. So, like, you have your movie theaters, you have You know, just a lot of very different places. Restaurants, taverns, etc. But you also have circuses. You have museums, nightclubs, stadiums, hang gliding clubs. So you want to give the people what they need as much as giving them what they want. Which does include metro stations, but also needs to include a parking lot. That's for car, you know, people need parking lots as well. Actually, thinking about the guard tower, let's build a metro station right there. I guess it implies that there's like an underground system, is what it is, because they literally, the NPCs can literally just kind of teleport to wherever they are, to wherever they need to be. So we'll have that and a tavern next to, so you can park your car and go right to the restaurant. There we go. And you can imagine how much fun you could be having just building your own little neighborhoods. You know, you can really imagine the amount of fun you can have. So we'll build the professional places first, because again, college-educated people tend to vote for dictators. It's true. Because it's one of the reasons we have no guard tower here. The cathedral. Very beautiful sound. And you can have an autonomous ordination, which basically means that this cathedral has the ability to it has a seminary, basically. So we're going to increase that. That'll be great.
We have an opportunity to influence the outcome of coming elections.
We do!
Strictly speaking, this is not considered exactly legal, but I guarantee that no one will find out.
I mean, this is the polling. You know what? We don't need to fraud the election, technically. Thanks to our ability to throw Tropican dollars, which nobody knows is worthless yet, all over the place, we have been able to build hey, we made it seem like the island is getting better, right? Picture yourself as a citizen of this island, right? You came here with Kamala Harris, sent to work in a sugar plantation, or conscripted as a soldier, like conscripted and given a great life, or sent to the fields, watching all of these people come into the island, all bunny, what was it called? What's it called? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Oh, this is a great place. We got Kamala Harris, Madam President. This is what we wanted. And you know darn well that it isn't getting any better. But you see that things are getting built. Things are getting better somehow, you know? Maybe, just maybe it's gonna be okay. Maybe I should vote for Kamala Harris. Maybe things are getting better. Yeah, you saw what I did to make that happen in the game. Imagine if those voters were in the position, like behind me, in the metaphoric sense, watching the real Democrat Party, the real Kamala Harris, build our society, build our civilization, build our country. Would you feel the same way about it? But right here, right now, I think you could you could imagine yourself voting, honestly, for Kamala Harris here. Things are being built. Things are getting better. The police, very good military and police presence. Why wouldn't you want to stay? You know, so that's how we probably got the votes that we did. But this is internal polling, and Kamala Harris is a little bit worried because this is very similar to the polling that she saw against Donald Trump, and we know what happened. Donald Trump won in 2024. Will win in 2024. So what to do? Well, better safe than sorry. Fraud those election numbers, Penultimo. They're not gonna vote me out this time. We'll make sure of that. I really can't get her voice the same way. Kamala! Kamala! We can do that, though. Another thing we can do right before the election is a tax cut. Just like Colorado is gonna do. Give me, supposedly. Where's my $800, Mr. Polis? What other edicts can we do? Increase food consumption. We want to make sure to do that. Mardi Gras. Increase crime, but increase entertainment. Let's declare it Mardi Gras before the election. Why not?
Party on,
Yeah.
people! It's Fat Tuesday. By the edict signed by El Presidente himself, if someone gives you a necklace today, you are obliged to show them your pineapples in return.
You all saw that what was said and written on the screen was different, so that's fine. So, building permits. This is one of the funniest edicts to me. Making a building permit increases the cost of building by 20% because half of that increase goes to a Swiss bank account. Just facts, you know, just facts. Alright, so let's continue in the edicts before the election. Sovereign debt fund, which is actually just a fancy word for borrowing a bunch of money. You can issue bonds, buy them back. I'm gonna be honest, the game, because you see the cost in some of these things, tens of thousands of dollars. Funny that it's based in US dollars, actually. But, so, you literally can't, borrow money to build a space program. I guess that's pretty realistic, but still. So, paid healthcare, definitely not having that. But, who is Miss Cruz here? Who is she? She's a leader of the industrialists. So we're gonna have a smear campaign against the industrialists. Yeah, want to make sure of that. Lose voters in election. You see all these things you could do literally 1 month before the election. Mortgage subsidies is pretty much people can get into any house, so we're not doing that quite yet. We are going to enact Social Security because it is good for it makes sure that people on poverty levels aren't homeless in the game, at least. Personally, I think Social Security is a complete Ponzi scheme, and we should literally abolish it right now and deal with the consequences later. But what's a $300 trillion unfunded liability really give us, anyways? People with no money excel at creating all sorts of troubles. I guess that's accurate. So we will help them out. Social Security. Industrialization is good when you want to build factories. Global Research Initiative, yes. We're on the cutting edge. Are they slicing bread horizontally or diagonally now? I'm not sure. Is their water more liquid than ours? It's kind of the questions that Kamala Harris would have. So, agricultural subsidies is actually pretty good because it's a rough monthly upkeep of 600, but it increases your effectiveness for all plantations, so it scales really well. So you can also have early elections and prohibition, so if you want to make more Democrat mistakes. Hydraulic fracking, because we are Kamala Harris. We are in favor of fracking now. But we need to give our police sensitivity training, of course, so that they know not to beat up too many people in the name of democracy. So, we also have secret police. We definitely want secret police. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Big Brother reveals...
Hola, listeners! Let me tell you a secret. In an attempt to boost the domestic sunglasses industry, El Presidente has approved the launch of a new top-secret agency. Shh! Don't tell anyone.
Right before the election. I guess we should have done it right after the election. So we're going to pretend that that's what we did, in fact. We're going to repeal that, actually, and do it right after the election.
The election results are in. Thanks to a clever interpretation of the numbers, we've decided that you have won. Presidente.
My people. So, we didn't get 53% of the votes or 43% of the votes like Joe Biden did. We got 73% of the votes. Cheers. Oh, I think I might die. That was Flint, Michigan drinking water. Anyways, is that even still happening, or are we just gonna make fun of that forever? Like, well, Mexico City gets made fun of forever for their drinking water still, so. Your opponent called to complain about election fraud, but some uniformed men changed his mind. He is now proud of his second place. Her second place, actually. Funnily enough, it was a woman candidate who ran against me. And what's interesting is that when you fraud the election in the game, you get a short-term approval rating bonus before people realize it was a frauded election, and it goes down further than it was before. So if you keep frauding the election, you eventually won't be able to. So again, fun little game. Best election simulator I've ever seen, honestly. And here she comes, parading down the street with that laugh of hers. Going to visit, I guess, some tenement houses? We'll find out where she's going. Oh, she's kind of serpentining a little bit.
What now?
Oh, she's going to meet her daughter, question mark, daughter-in-law. Maybe going to the office. Which, these things have made us no money yet, so. But yes, everybody, we have made it through the first election. Oh my goodness, nobody wants to work for the various places that we have. That's great. That's just fantastic. We're gonna have to hire more workers. Yeah, and eventually it costs $10,000 per worker. So I mean, we're not doing super great on that. At least everybody's college educated. All right, we're gonna have the college produce research projects, which they can do, so that's good. And now we're only in the hole $500,000. That's not terrible, right? Alrighty then. That's great. If we really were caring about money, I would have built the building permits, but whatever. Yeah, basically you decrease the entire cost of the building by 2, and then deactivate building permits. So as you can see, there's gamey ways to do it. We have a census now that we've done the election. Now we actually find out who we have on the island. Tourism campaign. Let's invite some tourists. Yeah, why not? Why not? Hey, why not? Contraception ban. Probably not what they're gonna. Waste sorting. Waste sorting. Need to make sure these people are sorting their waste. A lot of liberal policies here. Immunization campaigns. Well, now we can build those secret policemen and have Big Brother supervise it all.
I had a really good time last night. Too good, maybe. I now have a tattoo. It says, Fernando. Who is Fernando? I would really like to know, but... Ay, ay, ay! One drink too many. Luckily, El Presidente, in his everlasting quest to improve lives, has promised us that nothing will go unseen or unrecorded from now on.
See, who says a totalitarian police state and Big Brother system wouldn't be just, you know, the bee's knees, right? Just, you know? Oh my goodness. All of your problems are solved for you. I mean, you literally never have to think about doing anything ever again. I mean, what's not to love? Oh my goodness. See, we need to hire all new foreign workers for our professional classes. Nobody wants to work anymore. I think it's because everyone can't get filthy rich, so yeah. Let's just increase the budget if you're working for the government. Alright, you know. Y'all work for CNN. Y'all don't work that much for the government. They only work for the government part-time. Yeah, our very, ignored customs agents. Double duty evasion. We're just decreasing prices from everything here. Alright, let's build that final office. We're supposed to be getting like EU subsidies after this. Like, hello, Miss von der Leyen. This is Kamala Harris. You know, but Trump's right. She really is unrecognizable if you don't say Kamala. Yeah, we've kind of run out of money, and we've banned all factory farming, which we thought was gonna be a lot better than it was. We're also gonna be a ban on smoking. But you can legalize drugs, though. Ban smoking, legalize drugs. Sounds about right. Same-sex marriage. Hey, allow gay couples and gay tourists to come to the island. There we go. It increases unrest. Allowing same-sex marriage is just one step closer for Kamala Harris liberating this tiny tropical island. It's a great leap in our evil master plan. If we pass this legislation, the entirety of Western civilization will collapse. Then we'll move in and take over and rule the world with an iron fist written in a fabulous rainbow-colored velvet glove. So we'll do that. Social engineering. Let's make sure the environment that the communists are happy. Let's make people into communists. Oh my goodness. I hope you all can see why this was the perfect game to put Kamala Harris into. Oh, we forgot about our gold deposits.
To all my fellow Tropicans affected by the electrical shortages that seem to be plaguing Tropico at the moment, hey, don't be so gloomy. I'm sure you can find lots of fun things to do in the dark. I know I can.
This lady. Alright, we're gonna have to build another geothermal plant. Which, you have to build these things all over the island, honestly, if you're going this direction. They're honestly the best things you can build in the late game, because they don't need any resources. It's kind of what it is. And it doesn't produce pollution after a certain point, so if it doesn't produce pollution, it's great. Yeah, finally have some housing. Finally some affordable housing for everybody. You could build a nuclear power plant, but I don't think Kamala Harris is going to go for the nuclear option. She's too busy letting Vladimir Putin threaten the nuclear option instead, doing nothing about it. Alright, we're going to build another dockyard. The main reason for this is because you're going to want to build more dockyards over time. Otherwise, what you produce just can't go anywhere. So we're going to build a parking lot here so that people can't be homeless here. And I don't know. We could build another guard tower here. It is right next to the plants, so. Some extra guard towers to get rid of the riffraff. That looks nice, doesn't it? So, that's another thing. The shacks will kind of give you an idea. Oh, we got a mob boss, criminal boss. We have no prison cells? Oh, we can't deal with that. We need a prison, folks. We definitely need a prison. Where can we build one of those? It's welfare and media. Is that where it is? Let's see where the prisons are. Supermax prison. There it is. Put it right next to the insane asylum. Actually, no, let's put it right next to CNN. We'll put the prison right next to CNN. There we go. Now we are officially Kamala Harris. We are forcing people in prison to perform labor for the state. There it is. Oh, where'd our crime lord go? Where'd he go? Where's the crime lord? Here he is. Here he is. There he is, crime lord. Oh, he's being arrested right now. That's great. He's being arrested right this second. Good. Well, his son works as a custom enforcer, so no wonder he's able to be a criminal. Look at all the money we've illegally made from our building permits this year. Quality of life stuff over here.
The Chinese have requested our aid in counting their population.
What, export 10,000 apparels. There's numbered shirts for each Chinese citizen. I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's see what we got here. Actually, it's mostly open jobs that we have, honestly. We have to pay people $10,000 just to arrive at the island, you know. Oh, here's our environmentalist leader. Well, make sure to bribe them. Now the environmentalists really love us. We bribed them, so of course. Geological surveys just help you find out that there's more stuff on the island. Same with fracking. Fracking only reveals what's already there. That's what people don't understand. Fracking just reveals the already existent minerals that are there. So just be clear about that. So we are making gold, and we don't want that to go to waste. So let's build a jewelry factory. Let's build a jewelry factory here. And that will help us quite considerably. And nobody wants to work.
With the new jewelry factory opening doors, I find myself in a sentimental mood. Take my love, take my land, but don't you dare take away my shiny. My firefly
Took away the
brooch
shiny,
is my
folks.
only memento of a lost love. A guy named Malcolm, who was tragically killed by a particularly bad-tempered fox. I still remember you, Mal, and I will always love you.
I don't know why people are crying. Can you be homeless around the Pentagon? Probably not. Can't build a mansion there either. Ah, let's build something nice and shiny over there. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there we go. That's the park over there. Yeah, it gets very, like, legitimately loud and noisy, like, as the game goes on, because, like, there's cars just freaking everywhere. And there actually is traffic jams. Like, you actually have to consider that when you're building stuff.
I am so furious. I cannot believe.
Oh, man! Rebels are
Mr.
attacking the island, they
President,
said.
my research.
Send in the military. Send in the death squads. There, someone's rebelling. Where is this? Now, it appears that the people who have been living in tenement shacks are starting to shoot at the guard towers. Kind of an understandable situation, to be honest. How many homeless people do we have here? 46 homeless people. Well then, we have houses now. There's no excuse. Yep, I forgot. We're gonna have aircraft destroy all the centers while we bribe the militarists. Okay, it looks like our troops had to kind of move from one side to the other. That's another reason why you kind of want to spread out your military infrastructure. But some of our military infrastructure includes this, so fire at will. Oh, shoot! That's going in the photo book. Alrighty then. Let's arrest this Venezuelan illegal immigrant who started the rebellion. Yes, in the actual game, it was a... And yeah, engaging the enemy, yes, this is the actual guy who started the rebellion right here. And he is from Venezuela. So we have our personal special forces taking him to jail. Right to jail, right away. And, well, isn't that hilarious? Oh, man. Well, that's gonna happen sometimes, you know. So we have houses now. I don't know why people aren't moving into them. Sometimes you have to legitimately destroy their shacks in order for them to actually move into good housing. So very glad that the metro station didn't get blown up by the aircraft fire. We have 2 neighborhoods for everybody to live in. I think people probably want to have more mansions around here is what it is. If I had to guess. So fine, give the people what they want, right? Give the people, if they want to only exclusively live in mansions. Just living down Mansion Street over here. So you can see how your little area develops, honestly. It's very pretty, it's very memorable. You can build things however you want to. You build a nuclear program. Just what we needed, Kamala Harris with a nuclear program. Have an observatory, which it doesn't really matter where you build them at this point, because everything's just flat, so... And then, of course, we have tourism, which means we have all these hotels here. You know, we have an airport. We should probably have an airport. You know, we'll put that... we'll put it about right here. That seems like a good spot. This area over here can kind of be a little development, you know. Okay, we can do that. Again, messing with the roads a little bit. Oh my goodness. There.
Now that a new observatory has been built, I expect my horoscope to become a touch more accurate. No offense, dear astrologers, but the last 20 times you said that I would find the love of my life turned out to be, well, just barely true.
Just barely. Alright, so we have some airport, and like every airport, we're gonna fill it with foreign workers. Charter flights. Diplomatic flights. Now we have an airport, we can now leave the island, but we're not allowed to because we are exiled, of course. This is Kamala Harris. Let's see what we can build over here that the rich might appreciate. Museums, you know. I like this rock by the military complex. That's okay. That's okay. Where do all the rich people want to go? Next to the prison, right? Alright, we got a nice museum for them to go to. Got cabaret. I mean, you know, this is a great place to live, isn't it? You know, wouldn't you want to live here? Really high culture, you know? Or we could build down the high school to build a stadium. You know what? Actually, we don't need this road over here connected to college, so there we go. Yeah, college stadium, right by the high school as well. Stadium does require a little bit of energy, so let's make sure that we have... Alright, we do have some available...
The new airport on our dear Tropico has some fun memories popping up. You see, I'm a proud member of a certain club. And now that commercial flight is a fact of life here as well, what are you waiting for, folks? Go have fun, do the mile high. We can share stories down at the Jolly Roger when you're back.
I guess that's just gonna be the reference for this lady the entire time, so we're just gonna have to get used to that. What are you doing in Saks? Kamala Harris's accent is just basically just like Cali girl, but the most like bribe the industrialists. The kind of Cali girl that just really, really wants to pretend that she's not what she is. We're just gonna go with that. Okay, looks like we finally have enough for that pharmaceutical company, folks. What Democrat institution would be complete without a pharmaceutical company? You know, they're Democrats. They gotta have a pharmaceutical company in there somewhere. And again, this is just a skyscraper that drugs come out of. Negates all pollution. That'll be great. Supply local markets. And we're going to hire some foreign workers again. We got our people in jail here. So this thing will just start making money immediately. Let's see what other money we made. So we made a little bit, you know. Hey, we're keeping it down now. As you remember, we were getting to be more than $500,000 in the hole. Now, as you can see, it's a lot better. So there you go. All you need is infinite money, and you could make any Democrat institution run better. All right, so let's get some logging together, because that's a good job. No, wait a minute. We have open jobs, tons of open jobs. Never mind, we don't need to do basic industries like that. We need to wait for people. Or to just hire them over here when we can afford to ship them over. Because we abolished slavery, right? We don't have an entire labor market that we move around like cattle, right? Everybody moved out of these apartments when I made them tight quarters, so we're gonna not do that, I guess. I don't know, what's wrong with people? They just keep... Like, bruh, how you living? You see everything getting kind of crowded already. Try to alleviate that with some additional roads, but I don't really think it's going to help very much. Now, there is a system of housing where you kind of build these on a grid, so we're going to try to do that, sort of an agricultural kind of thing going on. Don't know if we want to make this 2 of those, maybe. That might alleviate the housing crisis, honestly. So let's do that. Although the thing is that means everyone's trying to get to this area as well. So again, the traffic system is actually fairly what you'd expect. Oh, we got another crime lord. Oh, he's one of our soldiers. That's terrible. After all we've done for... Here, I think that they're trying to go to the construction office and the Teamster spots over here. Because grids are great, but they do congest quite a lot. So that's why, you know, moving around, it's a trade-off. You either have good systems of driving around, or you have good systems of construction. But it's very hard to have both. Very hard to have both. Maybe people just need to be waited to make money, because I notice also, if you give tax credits, or tax cuts, quite often people will find ways to find housing. Where is our president? Where is Madam President? Bribing globalists, I see. Where is she? Where did she go?
Entertain.
She's visiting the clinic. Understandable.
There is no tomorrow without me.
And we are unburdened by what was yesterday tomorrow, but is today's yesterday's tomorrow. She's like, yes, the symbol of my power. A tower with a machine gun on it, trained on my citizens. I guess Kamala's gonna do several accents this playthrough.
Good evening. Good day.
Looks like there's another people, office workers, it seems like. I was about to say, don't these people look like they're from near Ultima or something like that? What is with this? Look. Well, she's gonna get arrested. Terrible, too. She's an altruist. Yes, with our police, we now know exactly who is causing all the problems. But if you're wondering, again, how we have a open jobs crisis and a homeless crisis, it's because the two are often the same and can't be solved by immigration. So, Tenpenny Theater, you don't need so much money to join the opera. That's good. Gosh, if we do this again, we might have to do it, like, in the era without so many cars. Because we're at some of the lowest sound effects we can, so I don't know how we're... Still sounds like just hell on earth is crashing down over there, you know? Housing for the diplomatic staff, I guess. See if we can build a guard tower by here, but I think we got it covered. Who lives here? Broke tavern worker. And pharmaceutical construction worker. You're college educated, you're making that kind of money? The wealth provided by this is rich. Come on, man, find a house. Maybe it's just houses. Maybe people don't want to live in apartments. Amazing how that works. Bribing globalist leaders again.
Okay.
Here we're bribing the militarist leaders. So yeah, maybe it's just that. Maybe not everybody on the planet wants to live in an apartment. Maybe people want nicer housing. Oh. Looks like we got office lady over here.
Presidente, look at these big, comforting letters. Obviously, they are big because they mean something important. Anything important would surely be written in big, nice-looking letters like these. There is nothing below them worth looking at.
For anyone who can't see, it says, by reading this, I agree to raise Penultimo's salary by 300%. So we have some more constitutionally. Digital rights. So we have that. Fighting piracy, free internet, but we want a total firewall, maybe. Because we don't want anyone to know about the outside world. Here is a beautiful paradise run by Kamala Harris. Who needs anything else? We have 48% approval rating. And we want open borders, increase the price for manufactured goods. Okay, you know, we could do that. Open borders, right? All economic policies are... Oh, wait, no, this is actually free market economies. Never mind. We don't want that. We don't want that either. So we're probably going to learn from Donald Trump and make some protectionist policy. Oh, and we need zero emissions. Okay, zero emissions. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we can do that. We really are just a communist state at this point. We really are. But it's working, I guess, you know, with a severe amount, with unlimited money and bribing everybody important and severe limitations on human rights. But beyond that, you know... Beyond that, we're running pretty well. Amazing how that works, really. So we can research some more things. A lot of these boil down to new buildings or new constitutional options or a couple other things. So we're gonna have we're just gonna kind of queue them up here, so we don't have to worry about that again. Man, it looks like we dipped down quite a bit in terms of approval. So it looks like people are finally starting to remember how bad we are. Yeah, let's make sure everybody gets the vaccine. Let's do that. Immunization campaigns. Stem cell research. Well, I mean, we're aborting so many babies, we might as well, right? What's funny is you can actually go through your popular support and just, like, arrest or kill the people who really don't, or bribe them, who really don't like you. So you can't just pay for people to vote for you. That's an actual, like, relative strategy here. It just makes so much money and bribes so many people that it doesn't matter. Because we are basically not producing much of anything. We're kind of the same service economy that the US really has right now. So, I mean, is what it is. So here we are. I guess we should remember that the poor exist. I know Kamala Harris doesn't like to do that, but I guess we should remember that and build some subsidiarity in terms of housing. Alright, what people really need here is they just need the basics. Just the basics is okay here. Supermarket is technically better because it allows for more people, but we already have barely anybody here, so I think a regular grocery store will be perfectly fine. And if I remember correctly, the church provides 100 visitors, whereas the cathedral provides 800. So we really don't need that right here, right now. But we will want to put this a little... Because I remember now the template requires 1 over. Oh, we'd have to destroy these beautiful rock formations. Oh, well, I guess you're getting a lesser quality neighborhood, folks. But this is the poorer neighborhood, so fair enough. Clinics, very important. Never skip on the clinics. Never do that. This over here, and maybe build one for some houses over here like this. Just anywhere to put people in extra places, really. And a guard tower, because of course no neighborhood is complete without policing. Maybe we can build a few mansions here, you know, just for the little people, you know. That does really seem to be the biggest problem we have, is just housing. Amazing how that's always what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Increase the effectiveness of all schools nearby. That's good for that. Okay, you know they'll have a lot of entertainment at least. See, wouldn't you want to live in this Democrat hellhole right here? It's not the worst hellhole in the world. Not really. So let's see what we can do here. Our approval rating is dropping down really badly, really fast. Try to even that out with another newspaper set. Imagine you're the kid that lives next to the high school in the shack, right? Like, put a guard tower near the high school. Trust me, they're gonna need one. Most high schools that have any American influence, yeah, a guard shack would be nice. Looks like they're almost done building the stadium.
Speak up!
Now the globalist leader loves us. You know, all we have to do is pay him a bunch of money. I don't know why this lady's arrested. She's just unemployed. Oh, is that what we're doing now on Kamala Harris's island? Just... we got the stadium. International venue. Beautiful place. Yeah, see, our pharmaceutical company is just making money. Off what? No idea, but there it is. Our rum distillery is actually the thing making the most amount of money. Like, we're almost $1 million in the hole now, and barely have any diversity in our food. Well, we are vegan, so there's that. You know what? We'll make a goat farm. We'll have a goat farm to make some milk. How about that? Will that all stop y'all's complaining about not having enough food? Damn,
Banks are the
anti-communists.
only good thing in this evil, evil world. Banks keep the world afloat.
Well, Kamala Harris loves money, I bet, so here we go. Another bank right over here. There we go. Goat farm. Let's see here. Forgeman. There we go. Now we have goat milk.
Splendid, old boy. Tropico is most certainly becoming an important player in the process of globalization.
And it'll give us money in our Swiss bank accounts is what that's going to do. So as you can see now, we are actually having output. You know, we have that, you know, our supermarkets have food, for the most part. We have enough housing now. And if we build this Catholic mission and build up the rest of these houses, then those should improve even more. Increase those birds on the island if we could. So. So yeah, as you can see now, it's the communist leader, a poor, unemployed person, older person, but still. So as you can see, you do need to build a diversity of housing, different kinds of housing for different people. That's why Democrats, when they build, you know, like affordable housing, it's always the same ugly-looking garbage that nobody wants to live in. There's the goats right there with all the milk right there. Yeah, you can literally see the construction of the material. There it is. It's literally on pallets, like right there. And that's why you need more Teamsters as you get bigger, to move around all the stuff, make sure they can get support. Which you might have to do, actually, so. And why you need more than one high school, but typically you can kind of get away with just a couple colleges. One of the funniest sound effects here. Still waiting on the priests here. I see housing quality good enough, and now it does look at least like the homeless situation is getting far better. Despite tons of free and open houses in the corner over there, but who's counting? Well, I guess if your choice is mansion that's subsidized by the government because you work for the government versus apartment complex, you know, which would you choose? So, but you can increase the quality by electrifying the place. But you also can do it by modernizing it. There's sort of a modern apartment series that anyone would be happy to live in, and we just haven't invented that yet. Well, we will very soon in this. It's called Inferiority Complex. Wouldn't you love an apartment building called Inferiority Complex? Build more fun. So as you can see, it kind of you kind of see what you want to build as you go along. It's a lot of fun for that. Our offices are kind of making a little bit of money here and
Despite
there.
the bank's benevolence and responsibility, the unthinkable has happened.
Well, we want to blame the rich for everything, so... But, hey, maybe foreign interference
I knew
did
it, Presidente. I just knew it. Those foreigners are jealous of us and want to harm Tropico.
They are. We're going to expel all the diplomats. Expel them all. Expel all of them. We're going to cause several international incidents. Then we're going to invite Russia. And then we're going to expel them too.
I knew it.
Is that really what we needed to do? Is tick off the entire world? Well, that's the last thing Kamala did, right?
Presidente, the nationalists are prouder than ever to be Tropicans.
Beautiful. Well, let's build free police station. Oh my goodness. Well, they're already free, right? So put the money right into the bank account. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, after causing the most serious international incident we could have possibly done, where do we go from here, right? Yes, our bananas, jewelry, milk, pharmaceuticals, and rum, and corn, leaving port right now, and making sure Tropicans are only $1 million in debt. Only $1 million. Probably more like 100 billion with everything that was constructed. But who's counting, right? When you live in a socialist utopia that doesn't need money, who needs money? Alright, well folks, I think we're gonna cut it here. I think that we've ruined the lives of several hundred people long enough for right now. And we'll see. If y'all enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Please let us know if you like the video games that we're doing, if you like this kind of format. And we will see you next time, where we will be facing our second election on Tropico. See if Kamala Harris can survive the second election of her exile. Our government quarter has been built up very nice, where all the rich, important people that Kamala is used to dealing with live. And then the quaint kind of, the places that Kamala Harris pretends that her mom came from, And then there's the kind of places that Kamala Harris pretends to come from herself, The apartments and all this. And so, next time when we come by, maybe we'll actually try to build a little Richie Rich community, maybe somewhere over here, near the airport so that people can get away if they need to, And we'll try to build a little bit more of what Kamala's used to. Let's find where she is.
There is no
Where is she?
tomorrow without me.
She's at the hospital, surrounded by priests and nuns, or maybe secret police in nun and priest outfits, more likely. She's visiting the hospital to see how our free healthcare is coming along, or whatever she's doing. Kind of wish we had a little bit more control over her as it is, but I'm sure her handlers feel the same way. So, that'll be it for this run of Tropico, everybody. We will see what we can get into with our dropping approval rating next time, as we attempt to find housing that we've already built and make more jobs for people who already have them. If only we could make the economy so bad that people have to take 2-3 jobs, we wouldn't have the problem of needing so many immigrants here. But I hope another thing you guys see is how much people can learn from these kind of things, and how much common sense is really involved in these kind of city simulators, society simulators, really. And maybe we'll explore the island a little bit more and kind of see what other things we have. You know, we have some more mines and stuff, how we can put that to good use. You know, of course, Kamala Harris not really big into fracking, or now she is, or we'll have to figure that out when we come back. So, uranium and some other stuff, maybe that could be for export. But the point being is, most politicians, when they look at a giant vein of ore, they're not going to see, ooh, my policies, I'm an environment, I can't do. They're going to see wealth if they need it. This game will continue to show us how your principles really don't matter when it comes to reality, as the practical economic reality comes about for politicians, and how maybe as we get more unrest, as we get more people, and get further into debt, how much more Kamala Harris might have to hold on to power with the iron fist. And maybe that'll be a lot of fun to see. So let us know. This is one of the first times we've ever done this sort of thing, because sort of content playthroughs. Let us know what you thought about it. And let us know what you thought. Would you like to live here in Kamala Harris's paradise on Earth? Or would you like to see a little something different? So let us know in the comments. Drop us a like. Look out for other clips and other things that will be coming down the pipe very soon. And don't forget to always tune in for the weekly shows at Wednesday, 6 p.m. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless, and adios from Hispanic Patriots, and from here on Kamala Harris's island of tropical paradise of joy. That's the line? That's the line? We can cut it? Okay, alright. Kamala!